What's poppin', yo? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're taking a look at another Ninjago thing. It is a Ninjago special, the one and only Ninjago special. It is the Day of the Departed, and you know what? We've talked about Adventure Time, and we've talked about Ninjago competitors and Ninjago rivals, so I thought it's time to actually get back on Ninjago and talk about their special, their Halloween special, which came out in 2016, right after Sky Pirates. I did get most of these sets as well, not all of them. I didn't get the expensive ones, but I did get most of the cheap ones, and I thought it was pretty cool. It was a 45-minute long episode special about Cole, who is my third favorite character. Again, if you know this if you've followed the channel for a while, but I'm excited about it, and I watched it when it first came out. I sat down with all my Ninjago figures, all my Ninjago sets, sat down, and I put it on, and I watched it when it first came out. But Day of the Departed is a television special of the computer-animated television series Ninjago Masters Ninjitsu. The series was created by Michael and Tommy. The special aired on the 29th of October, 2016 to coincide with Halloween and follows the 6th season titled Skybound. So basically what happens is the Day of the Departed is a day where you go light lanterns and remember the people who died or have passed in your life. And I think that's a really sweet concept. I think that's a really nice concept and a really good event and a good day that more cultures and more people should actually do and have. Just have a special day to remember everyone that you've lost in your life, dead or not, if you've lost contact or something. Just a day about remembrance of the past is very good. But this day is where Cole starts fading away. Cole starts disappearing after becoming a ghost and being a ghost for the past 2 seasons. He starts fading away, and people are starting to forget about him, not being able to hear him, not being able to see him, and he's getting scared, he's getting worried, and he goes to the temple of this old ancient master of ninjitsu. And on this same night, a museum opens for Ninjago, a Ninjago museum, and there is a hall of villains, where there is all the villains from Ninjago's past. We have the villains from the premiere, the first ever season with the skeletons, the second season with the stone warriors, third season with the snakes, fourth with Chen, fifth with the robots, sixth with, obviously, Morrow and the ghosts, and each one of these has its own wax statue, but on the Day of the Departed, something happens, something magical, something ghostly happens, and brings all their spirits back, which goes into each and every statue, reanimates them, and brings them back to life. Each one of these characters is holding a special weapon from that season as well, and that's what they have as their main weapon, that's what they're using to fight the ninja. So the Ninjroids will have the sort of, I forgot what they're called, the Techno Blades, Chen has the Jade Blades, and so on and so forth. And each one of these warriors goes after a different ninja, which affected them the most during that season. So it does end up splitting them up, and it does end up causing them a lot of problems, where Kai and Mia have to fight the skeletons all the way back at their blacksmith shop, where it all began. We have Zane fighting the Ninjroid with Pixel. We also have Jay fighting... I forgot who Jay fights, actually. But, going on and so forth with each one, going their separate ways and trying to take over Ninjago. We have a cool scene of all the villains interacting with each other when they first wake up and not liking each other, hating each other, and going their own separate ways. Jay's the one that notices Cole's missing, and when Jay is obviously doing this Day of Departed, they all go back to their homes. Jay goes back to his junkyard to see his mum and dad. We have Kai and Mia, again, going back to their blacksmith shop to remember their mum and dad. The elemental masters of water and fire. We have Wu, Lloyd, and Misako staying at the temple, staying at Wu's tea shop. And we have Zane going back to the woods, I do believe, to where his father died. But with Cole going to this tower to see this sensei, he does get trapped there and he has to overcome them, he has to defeat them, he has to find his way through. He's learning about ghosts, he's learning about this sensei's life, he's learning about how he can, undo the curse of being a ghost and turn human again, and he manages to pull it off. And when he pulls it off, he comes back to Ninjago and helps the ninja defeat all their villains, and the Day of the Departed continues with a festival as normal, with all the villains being put back in their place. I think this is a really good episode because it brings back their Season 1 outfits all the way back from the original Ninjago. They all have their original elemental sort of symbols on them, including Nia as well. She gets her own OG costume, which is really cool. We see loads of different characters. We have every character getting their own screen time, getting their own sort of sentimental moment, remembering their loss, remembering who they've lost with their families. And we have them all going back together to be stronger than they were before, evolve, and take down the rest of the villains that they have already defeated before. I think some of the villain choices were a little bit, picky with the Ninjroid, but given future seasons, I do understand why they chose the Ninjroid and why they chose Chen to be the main sort of villains to come back for that season. We also have a lot of focus on Cole becoming human again, unlocking a new power, which I think is really cool. He can now turn his hands orange, and he gets lightning all down his arms, which I think is really cool. And he also has this ghost scar. It hit all the right buttons in terms of nostalgia, getting to see all these villains again, getting to see how the characters have evolved, and how they will realize and how deal with fighting with all these different villains. And it's also nice to see who they target in particular, because there's some of these people who target people that you wouldn't expect, because they all agree to take on one or two ninja by themselves. And we already knew this from the sets themselves, because with Ninjago, most of the sets give away some story points, some story plot points, and some important key features in Ninjago. The series can be all referred from the sets. Overall, for a 44-minute special, I thought it was quite good. We got introduced to the sort of leader and the, main creator of the museum, which is quite cool as well. He seems to be an important character that within moving forward as well. Getting to, know who made the museum, whose idea it was, and why he's doing it. But I think the whole ghost part of it, the whole sensei ghost, we haven't heard anything of him from, before of this. We don't hear anything of him after it. And I think it was just a quick way to stop Cole being a ghost, because they just saw a lot of problems coming with it, and they were sort of done with the whole Cole being a ghost thing and wanted to progress his character forward. But I don't really know. I think they could have made him a ghost for 1 or 2 more seasons, and that would have been alright. But I don't know. They had a whole idea of where they were going to go with the series, and it did get rebooted after the next series anyway, due to the movie. So there's that getting added into it as well. So they probably knew that something was coming up, so they had to get ready for change, get ready to put Cole back to normal and have an explanation to why he's back to normal. But, it starts off really cool with the ninjas on their own mission, getting their own little cool intros. There is no, jump up, kick back, whip around, and spin. There's none of that. It just gets straight into it. And I think we have the backing music for it, but no actual lyrics to it. The show, on this special episode, I'm not going to rank it too highly. I barely remember it. It's not the best special. It's not an amazing special. It was just a way to do a Halloween special, get a couple more sets out, and sort of reduce the gap between these 2 seasons, and reduce the sort of lack of Ninjago content in general. And they do that quite a bit. LEGO has these individual waves of sets to go in between seasons, which don't really apply to anything, whilst they're getting ready for something big. Like this year's January wave with the orange snakes, that didn't have a series, that didn't have a special, that was just a random wave of Ninjago to make sets to get ready for the next season. Just reuse old parts and quickly scrap something together to keep fans occupied until the next season. And I don't know, I just think that Cole being a ghost added a little bit more to the team, added a little bit more, I don't know, just added a little something to the team, because we have everything in the team with Cole being a ghost, and it just added him having his own special little quirks, him not being able to touch water, and him being able to go through walls and stuff like that, just added a little bit more to his character. But they changed it, went back on it, and they got rid of his scar, like, pretty much straight away as well. They gave him, like, a really cool ghost scar, and they got rid of that. I thought it was really cool. It was like a Harry Potter lightning bolt, but in, like, green. Morrow, again, did try and go steal the Dimensional Crystal, but he did end up changing his mind and helping the ninja in the end, which I thought was really cool. Like, he did show his good side, did go tell the ninja that the villains were back. He did go straight to Wu, but he did see the Dimensional Crystal and have that sort of moment of like, do I take this? And went, no. So I'm pretty proud of Morrow. I think he's really cool. And the voice actor for Morrow is now the voice actor for Cole in the newer seasons as well, which is also a big achievement for Morrow here. But I don't really have much else to talk about with this special. It was 44 minutes of just the ninja sort of struggling to deal with the past villains, and because they're not real, they're like ghost spirits in like wax models, so it's just a little hard to deal with for them, and it was just another challenge for them to overcome, but they end up doing it with teamwork. Cole comes back stronger than ever with a new special ability, which they don't really utilize that often. It's like once every 6 battles that he uses it, and he uses it less and less as the new seasons come on. And I just feel like that's what they're doing with Ninjago now. Every time they get a new ability, they're sort of phasing it out a little bit, because obviously it's going to make the ninja way too overpowered if they have every power and if they can do everything going forward. But yeah, other than that, I don't have much else to say, so I'm going to leave it here. The special does get like a 7 out of 10, because it isn't that good. It has a lot of flaws, and I do think it was just a quick way to get Cole to turn back human, and I don't think that was a good choice in my opinion. So other than that, I hope you enjoyed this YouTube video. See you all next one. Have a nice day, and goodbye. Stay home and stay safe.